Now batting for the Yankees, number 2, Derek Jeter, number 2.
Commercialization is a very common thing today in sports. When watching a game or ESPN, there's always companies portraying their brand to the world. Companies will drop a lot of money in order to get their name out. There are some good sides of commercialization, and there are also some bad things about it. To me, the video that I just showed gives both examples of why commercialization is good and bad for sports. The cons of commercialization is that many players get exposed and easily sign contracts with a company to use them as a spokesperson. Deals from Nike, Gatorade, or Adidas can amount to millions of dollars for the professional athletes. When the players receive large amounts of money from the companies, it can go straight to their head. The player could possibly not have to worry about improving because they are already receiving large amounts of money from the big companies. Players can get easily distracted from the game while trying to be a spokesperson for a company. Another downside of commercialization is that it puts the spokesperson on a pedestal. Young children will see the player getting advertised for a company, and they will have to think they need the same equipment as the pros have. One of the main problems with increased commercialization from a fan's perspective is the feeling that increased costs are passed on to them. Ticket prices, refreshments, and team shirt prices have all gone up at the same time. More and more advertising space is sold around the stadium, and television rights are sold for almost every game. When watching a game at home, there are commercials constantly going on in between play and during the games. An example is the Super Bowl. Companies will pay millions of dollars just to have a 30-second clip of their company. Sure, sometimes they are funny, but it takes away from the game and it only expands it. It's common for a Super Bowl game to last longer than a regular season game because of the amount of commercials. The commercial that I just showed at the beginning shows the bad sides of commercialization by showing the Jordan symbol as much as they could. This advertisement was aimed to honor Derek Jeter and his last season, but it had hidden messages to help sponsor the Jordan brand. They even brought many celebrities and Michael Jordan himself to honor Jeter, but to also say celebrities like the Jordan brand. The pros of commercialization is exposure to media. An example of this is what the NFL is trying to get England involved in football. The NFL is trying to show the people in England that football is a good thing by advertising the games that happen over there and put them on special nights on the television for world to see. When big companies such as Nike and Gatorade put their logos in the stadiums, it helps pay the teams so that they can actually field teams. Commercials such as NFL Play 60 encourage kids to get out and play for 60 minutes a day. This type of commercialization is helpful and encourages kids to have a healthy and active lifestyle. Participation is another pro of commercialization. With increased exposure to the game comes increased participation. For example, when a national team does well at the Olympics, the number of children taking up the sport increases. This is at a time where there is national worry about the health of young people with regards to what they eat and the level of exercise they participate in. The commercialization of sport, which leads to increased exposure, encourages children to get more exercise and reduce obesity. It can also help young people find a hobby, which gets them off the streets and discourages them from crime. The commercial that I showed at the beginning showed some pros of commercialization. This commercial was aimed at honoring Derek Jeter and what he has done for not only the city of New York, but the game of baseball. Children can watch this video and see that Jeter was a good person. He could become their role model. The kids will still want to act like him because he did so many right things. Overall, commercialization can either be seen as a good or bad thing. I think that it can be good when there is a true role model that is a spokesperson. The spokesperson must be someone who is well respected and has done many good things. The young athletes need to have role models like Jeter to show them how they should act and how hard they should work in order to achieve their own goals.